You have a great app idea and you want to build and launch it quickly. What's better? Should you use Replit Agent or Bolt.new? Today we're going to make a chess game for kids in each of these platforms to see which one is superior for beginners. Can you guess which one is made in which platform? Hey there, my name is Angel, and in this channel, we talk about things like AI, tech, business, and personal growth. A few months ago, I made a video on Replit Agent, and I signed up for their annual membership, their core membership, and I kind of feel like I might have wasted my money because I haven't used it since then. Recently, Replit announced an update where they released Replit Assistant, which is another AI tool that is cheaper than their Replit Agent. They also had a pricing change where they now charge by usage. With the core plan that I signed up for, I get $25 of credit per month to use on Replit Agent or the Replit Assistant, so I figured we can try it out today since I already have the plan and see if I still feel like I wasted my money or not. I'm also going to do a live comparison between Replit and Bolt.new, which is my favorite browser-based IDE. We're going to use both platforms to make a chess game and deploy it in less than an hour. We shall see at the end of 1 hour which platform produced the best chess game application, and I think that's the platform that I will recommend for the beginners. Before we get started though, 94.3% of you who are watching this are not yet subscribed. Would you please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button? It will really encourage me to make more videos just like the one you're watching now. Thanks so much. Let's get started. To get started, I've already loaded Replit.com as well as Bolt.new. Both of these are browser-based IDE, so the good thing about them is that you don't have to deal with terminals or download anything to get it up and running. I have a paid subscription for both of these. For Replit, I subscribed to the core plan, which was I think $120 per year, and for the Bolt plan, I subscribed to a $20 per month plan. Right now, what we're going to do is I have a timer right here, and we're going to allocate 30 minutes to each platform and see how far we can get with each of these. I haven't been using Replit for a few months, and I noticed that they have new features, like for example this improve prompt feature where after I click on improve prompt, it automatically improves my prompt for me. But for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to use this option right now. I'm only going to type in a very simple prompt, and I'm going to keep it the same prompt for both of these platforms. I'm going to click start, and I'm going to go start also over here, and we're going to see how each of these platforms do. I'm going to approve plan for the Replit one. Now let's look at the Bolt one. The Bolt one is still working. While we're waiting for Replit to do its things, we can preview this. Show problem, attempt fix. After less than 2 minutes, the Bolt one is ready while Replit is working. Welcome to Kids Chess. Let's play. This is great. Okay, but there's no bot playing. I'm hoping that a bot would actually play the game. Let's look at the Replit one after 2 minutes. I'm gonna say I don't see the chess board. Please fix it. And then go work on the Bolt one. I might have to stop the timer for now and only work on one at a time. I'm gonna focus on this one first. We're gonna use the AI assistant and see if it could fix it. This is the new feature, AI assistant, which is supposed to be 5 cents instead of the 25 cents per checkpoint. I'm gonna apply all. Okay, it fixed it, but it's kind of strange that there are no images for the chessboard. So I'm going to upload the photos that I have. This is kind of a multi-step command that normally I would use the agent for, but let's see if the assistant can do it for us. I don't see it. Let me look at the files. Something is off. I don't see it being reflected. I didn't realize that I have to press enter to accept it. I'm going to move all of these files. I'm going to go back to the agent to see the progress. In my opinion, the UI of Replit is just so rudimentary. It doesn't look that good, like a very raw prototype. And I think that's my perception of Replit too, that it's more for junior developers or people who are just starting out. So it's not as refined as I would like it to be. Here, Replit, instead of using my pieces, even though I explicitly said to use my pieces, it's creating its own images, its own SVGs. So I'm not super thrilled with it. Their SVG is kind of buggy too. I've already spent 13 minutes on it and 75 cents. You can see that with Bolt that this was like the first try. It just looks a little bit better. Now the game is pretty much playable already, and we spent less than 15 minutes. In order to deploy this, we're going to hit deploy. Just the regular version. I'm going to be cheap about this because I don't want to risk paying a lot. So I'm just gonna do some cheap version since I don't think anyone will be playing with it much. Kids chess. The good thing about Replit is that deploying is relatively easy. Right? It's taking some time to load, but that's normal. Now it's successfully deployed. It can be accessed via this link and I can play, I can drag. This is what it looks like in just 18 minutes with deploying to a live website, even though I'm not using my own domain right now. But with the remaining 12 minutes, I'm going to make it look better. One thing I like to do is I like to use Claude to create the content. I want Replit to add these friendlier messages. I have 3 minutes left, but my fix is I don't know if I could deploy it in time because I kind of broke it after a while. Maybe I was trying to do too much at once with the Replit agent to save money because it's like a quarter each checkpoint, so I was including more than one thing in there. It's 29 minutes and 32 seconds. I don't think I have any more time to fix it anymore, but let's see. This is not showing the visual cues anymore. I also think I need to change the background of this. With 30 minutes, this is where we ended up. Opening it up in the new tab, this is what it looks like. I haven't deployed this, but you could see that it was relatively quickly to deploy this. The visual cue that was there earlier in this deployed version disappeared, but you really could have a working chess game with a few commands, right? And I showed you that you could deploy it from start to finish in 15 minutes. Okay, now we're going to work on Bolt.new to see how far we can get with this one. I'm going to resume and start typing. It looks like this now. Let's see if the bot works. Okay, now it works. With Bolt, I'm telling it to make the UI more kid-friendly in pastel color. Also, I was not able to move the chess pieces according to the chess rules. Can you fix it? And we have about 23 minutes left to fix and deploy it. Now it's playing accordingly and all the chess pieces is moving as expected. I'm running into a problem uploading my images. It's 19 minutes and what I've been doing is fixing some UI using my own images and asking it to do the Google font. Okay, attempt fix. I like that Bolt, when it has problem, it shows you what's going on. This is looking really good to me, so I'm going to deploy this. You just hit deploy and this is what's happening. It's building application. It's deploying to Netlify and it's already been deployed. You just have to click this link and it's 21 minutes, 28 seconds. You can now play this game. It's actually pretty fun. I think this one looks a lot more refined than the other one. This just doesn't look as good. It's not really responsive. This one is not responsive either. The Bolt.new one looks way prettier without me having to do any design. I'm using the same font in both of them, but see how this one is like really buggy and this one is less buggy, even though I spent less time on it right now. Because I have extra time with the Bolt.new one, I can ask it to be more creative. I changed the font so it's more enticing. The board now has some cool elements. I'm asking it to design it more modern art feeling. I have 5 more minutes. There's floating elements on here. I'm going to deploy it. Again, this deploy is even easier and it's quicker. This is the final results. Let's play. Okay. It's showing me where the queen can go, where the bishop can go, where this one can go, where this one can go. I love it. It's been almost half an hour. I know I didn't really use up all the time, but I think we're at this point good enough. The final comparison is this, which I was able to do in Replit versus this. Which one do you think looks better? If you have limited budget, I would go with Bolt.new because it looks so much better and it's easier, it's quicker to deploy, it's not as buggy, And I think Replit, maybe the data that they're trained on were all data from maybe more junior engineers. I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but it doesn't look as good. It could be that the languages of their choice is Flask, Python, and this one uses JavaScript. So maybe it's a little bit more modern, like with Bolt.new. Even though the AI assistant was a recent release, I didn't think it wowed me or anything. I think they still have some ways to go. I don't like that they charge by each command because it makes me really nervous for some reason just to see the amount go up. Yesterday, before I did this video, I was toying around and I spent $5 something because there was just a little bug that I want to fix and it just took so much time to fix it. And at that point, I was thinking I might as well use Cursor or Windsurf or something to build this if it's going to be this complex. Though these browser-based IDEs are so easy to deploy, and that's a major bonus. I just think Bolt.new's experience as a whole is much better. So this concludes our challenge for the day where we're building chess games in 30 minutes in each of the platform. Now that we're through with the challenge, because I like this chess game, I'm going to set up user account really quickly to show you how to do it. So what I use is Superbase. You just have to ask Bolt to help you set it up. You will want to go to Superbase and create a project there. Now that I have this project set up, you will get a key over here and a secret. So you want to create a .environment file, then add it to .getignore. So let's see if it did that for me. Here is the .environment file, and this is where you want to paste in the code that we just generated earlier. Now that I logged in, I should be able to see it in my database. I see my user ID and my email. So I do see this entry over here. Now it's adding game stats and updating the database to show that. I also need to create a table in Superbase. So I asked Bolt to give me the instructions, and it's over here that it has some commands that I want to copy and then pasting it into the Superbase. In Superbase, you want to go inside the project to paste this and run it. So success, done. I created this table. Now please update the UI. After working on this for a little bit and refining the UI UX, this is what the game is looking like. I can sign in and you can see how many games I've played. I can select and play a game. When I select it, there is hints as to what this piece is and what's the movement that I can do. And when I win, this number will update over here. The login logout works. Everything works, and so this concludes the project. I'm really happy to be able to build a chess game in a matter of minutes, a couple hours if you want to refine it to make it look nicer, setting up the database and deploying it really quickly. It's just super easy. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'd love to know if you also prefer Bolt.new compared to Replit, or if you like another tool that you think I should check out and cover. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next video. Thanks.